once we get started, I want everybody to stand up and introduce themselves, because I can't remember that. So, but a big Cronin welcome, and let's start with Dave Tiemann and just go around the room and everybody introduce themselves.
Guys, Dave Tiemann, Cronin store manager here. We've been here for 5 years. I appreciate all of you guys coming out here today, all of your support. It's been a great ride for 5 years that we've been doing this process, so thank you again for showing up.
Dave Snow, Mayor.
Olivia Murphy.
Joe DeVito, IDVA Outreach Director.
Mike Thompson, Operations Director, IDVA.
Tony Weber, I'm the Legislative and Grants Administrator at IDVA.
Gabrielle Owens, I'm the General Counsel at IDVA.
And I'll close out the IDVA section of our day. I'm Dennis Weimer, I'm the Director of the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Thank you all.
Well,
Buddy Strunk, I'm the Deputy Veteran Service Officer.
There you go.
And Ron Wadick, I'm County Veteran Service Officer here for Wayne County.
Okay, to get things started, we're going to have Dave Snow come and say a few things. And Dave, thank you.
First of all, thank you to all of our veterans for your service. So appreciated. And thank you to Al for the invitation today. It's always a pleasure when I get a phone call from Al because he always offers me an opportunity for service to the community. I go out on Tuesdays and serve at the Veteran Food Pantry with Al. I take my marching orders from Al. If Al calls me and says, if you're going to do this, then we're going to do it. And so I just appreciate all that he's done and all he's given to the community. But one of my other reasons for being here today, and for our IDVA members, you're going to be hearing more from me a little later on. We have a meeting back at the city building, and I'll be doing a formal welcome to welcome you to the community. And thank you for your service and all that you do. But one of my big roles here today is to really recognize Dave Tiemann for what he has done. He has not only been an exceptional business leader here at Cronin, but he's been a huge supporter of ours. So his 5 years here, it has been hugely impactful. So thank you, Dave. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your veteran service and your service to Richmond and for allowing so many resources and touch points out to our local veterans. It's really meaningful. So again, thank you all for being here, and I'll look forward to seeing you again a little later after your tour through Veterans Park, which I'm excited for you to see. Our local veterans have done an unbelievable job and just added to that even this week. And I'll look forward to seeing you at City Hall here in a few. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Mayor. And Mayor Snow is a very avid supporter of veterans. He's in our food pantries whenever he's got the time, whenever he doesn't have a meeting. And that's what's really neat about him. He really gets in there and helps out with stuff like that. And I think that's real important. Just his being there, I think, sends a huge statement of the city and how they support veterans and things like that. So at this time, I'm going to have Joe come say a few things.
All right. Thanks. Thank you very much. Wasn't planning on saying a few things. Hello, everyone. So I will go. I'll keep it personal. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Most people know I'm new to Richmond. I moved here just about a year ago, a little less than a year ago. So as far as the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs go, I know Dennis would like to say a few words. I'm going to let him go with that, but I'll stick to that personal note that I've been kind of just overwhelmed with the veteran community here. In my 15 plus years of doing this type of work and being able to travel across the state for many years and work with veterans, veteran communities, do programming and outreach and events, I've not seen a community like this across the state. I really haven't. Completely blown away by not just how active everybody is, but how intently active everybody is. The turnout for the different events at the park, and just the activities, local community folks, support from the city, from businesses. Ron's done an amazing job over at his office. Kind of got thrown into the fire a couple years ago, and really is just taking leaps and bounds with retrospect, getting some extra help in the office. So I'm just super impressed with this community here in Richmond, in this Wayne County, and so proud to be a new member of this veteran community, and always offering you a guy at IDVA right here in the community if you need anything. Thank you.
I first met Joe a year ago, I think it was, and he's just really a an amazing person. He has a lot of energy. If he gets up and gets going. But once he gets going, he's on fire. And thank you for what you do, and thank you for leading the way with IDV. At this time, I'm going to have Dave Team come and say.
Well, guys, thank you very much. It's been an honor and a pleasure serving with you guys. The support that we get from you guys in this city and from the veterans community is outstanding. I've been around several states in my time, from California down to South Carolina, to here, Ohio, and the support that I see from a mayor and the community and the Veterans Affairs is outstanding. It's been a pleasure being here for 5 years and just building the rapport that we have with the city and the support that they give us to do the things that we do, from food pantries to helping a veteran that needs a place to stay, needs some food, needs a couple dollars of cash, or whatever we can do to help this community and this city has done outstanding job. These two guys right here, you can call them and they will answer the phone, or they will come out and see you. Al Bledsoe will get up in the middle of the night if there's a veteran in need and do something, and it's phenomenal. Like I said, I'm a veteran from the Navy, did law enforcement. I use the VA clinic as my hospital. And the people that work in our VA clinics need our support even more, not from the community, from you guys, from the government, but in general. There's a lot of stuff that our veterans get frustrated with and tired with, but you have men like this, men and women that are all right here that step up and try to keep us in check so we don't get frustrated and we don't lose those things. You guys have so many programs out there for veterans, from food, homes, PTSD, medical, and we do a lot of great things for us, but we always can do more. And I'm always looking for ways to do more and to help and guide what we can do. We've got to do more for our veterans. I never ever want to see a veteran sitting under a bridge on a corner. It breaks my heart when we see our veterans. I can remember a couple of years ago, Mayor Snow dropped a guy off that was a veteran, was sleeping in his car with his dog. And he's like, Dave, he needs help. I said, bring him, let's do this. And we got him, picked him up. Al jumped into place, guys at the veterans community, and we helped that man that needed it. That's what a community does to support our veterans. Because the men and women that have served our country and have died for our country, that are on this wall, and right there is what we're here for. And we got to do better. Got to do better. But I want to thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you again.
Ron, do you want to say something, or Buddy, do you want to get up and say something?
Just real quickly.
Yeah.
I hate to reiterate what everyone has already said, but it's very true. Wayne County, Indiana, we have a wonderful veterans community. I wish you could have been here on Tuesday when we have our food pantry. It's amazing. We have cars lined up all the way out of the Seabach parking lot at 9 o'clock in the morning. Al and Circle U giving out food. We appreciate everything that we get from Dave. As you know, the state of Indiana does not have a tax levy to help us with funding as they do in Ohio. So we are very grateful to Dave and our local community for helping us out financially. So thank you.
Dennis, do you want to say something? And then I'll get into what I'm going to say.
So thanks to everyone for being here. Dave, it's amazing work that you're doing for Richmond and for this county. Mayor, thank you for being a part of this community and everything that they do for veterans. We said a couple words here that Joe said it quite a bit. Everybody else said community.
Oh yeah.
We don't do anything well without community working together. And what we see in this area are those players coming together. And so for us from the state and for everybody in this area, it's about awareness. It's about knowing what's out there. It's about knowing who to call. It's about knowing who to connect, knowing what things you could do, and being aware of those things to say, I know where these guys are at, I can go give them a call, and then they know where everything else is at, or I know Al. So it's that touch point. And once all of us are connected, then any of these touch points are the right touch point. That any place that you get them to is the right place to help our veterans. And when that works together well, it is a beautiful thing. It's wonderful to see. And it's great to see that working here in Richmond. This is a great area of our state. It's a proud area. It's an area that works well with our veterans and has a lot of a very strong veteran community in it. And so thank you very much for all that work you did. And one of the things we wanted to do for all the things that you do for the food pantry. I ran a food pantry in my career. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world. For the support without, that's impressive to be able to have that here for that. And then for the support of what you do with people who might need a little bit here and there. We wanted to thank you for that work. And Dave, if you can come on up here. We'd like to present this to Cronin Toyota Nissan as an outstanding community partner with the Department of Veterans Affairs. Now, I'd like to say that I have 36, 100 of these out. We've got one.
It's rare.
So we've been talking about this. We want to be able to recognize those partners in the community who are just doing something that others are not. And that's what you're doing. And that's because of you. And because of what Cronin has allowed you to do. And we were so excited by being able to come out here and have this conversation that we decided we're going to do more of these. But this is what we want to let people know, and that we're here for you also. That with our county veteran service officers, with us, we have other assets, and we're here to help this area for you. So if you don't know how to get something, Joe's here, or I'm here. So we're glad to help. Thank you. Mayor, you want to come up and we take a quick picture on this, Joe? And then Al, why don't you come on in here? Yeah, where are you coming in? Red can't stand next to each other.
Yeah,
Come on in.
red against
We'll
red.
wash it out.
Salon, there we go. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Guys, just one thing. The things we do for veterans, we don't do it to be recognized for it. We do it because we love it, and that's what we're here for. So thank you again, Cronin, and whatever we can do. I can't wait to see this just go to another level. This, like I said, we never do, veterans never ask to be thanked for being a veteran. We do it because we have honor and respect and love for our country. And we do things like this because we have honor and respect for our veterans. So thank you again. Thank you. Very, very good.
Okay, so now you're going to have to listen to me for about 45 minutes. I have ADD, by the way, so if I don't act like I'm paying attention, I really am. It's just, get it over with, I got to move on. So let me just tell you a short story. First of all, Livia, the gal that's sitting there, has been a big cornerstone with this Veterans Food Pantry. And I just can't say enough about her jumping in the middle of it and helping and doing all the paperwork, if you will, because we have to show accountability even with the food pantry. So, and she's the gal that really helps with all that stuff. Thanks to Mayor Snow. It's always a pleasure to have you at Veterans. I really appreciate you coming. Thanks to all the Indianapolis people that have come today. We really appreciate that. I hope to catch up with Tim later. I've known him for a while, so I'm hoping that he'll show up. And thanks to our local service officers, that they took the time out of their day. Our Cronin people are here to help. Joe has been a big inspiration with getting this message out about veterans and getting something done. Let me just tell you a short story about the food pantry. I'm on the board at Circle U, food pantry. That's where the food comes from. It comes from Gleaners in Midwest, and it's distributed out. I come back from a meeting one Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Dave was still here. And I said, man, I got a need if we can do it. We've got to take this food, but we have no place to put it. We got a big building in the back, 10,000 feet. I said, do you think we can use that building? And he said, well, of course, we'll just do it. So then a month later, 45 days later, it was loaded with food. I mean, it was huge. We had food, we was stupid with food. We had so much food, we couldn't give it away. You know what I'm saying? So it was just really, and that's really what started the food pantry in Wayne County, Richmond, Indiana. He's been a big part of it, and even though this wall was all started right after Dave got here, we got these flags out on display. This has been a deal of mine. It's been something that I've always wanted to do. I hope that we can grow it a little bit more. It needs to grow some if we got enough wall to do it. But it all started out with this down here that says, welcome veterans. That's where it all started. And then we grew it into the wall. And from a personal standpoint, because of the support I've got from Dave as the general manager, I've been able to do stuff that I never even comprehended I could do. You know, because sooner or later, reality hits. You have to have money to make things work. And you can talk about this, you can talk about that, but at the end of the day, it takes money to make it happen. These flags, it's just a good example of that. When I wanted to put the Ukrainian flag up, Dave said, well, there's not even a question, we should do that. So it's things like that, and I know I can go to him with anything that goes on in the veteran community. I don't think he's ever told me no. I can't remember a time he ever told me no. So from my standpoint, support, and you've got to have that. You've got to have people behind you you know you can rely on. Dave's another person. Now Joe is a good support person in our community. So it's not really anything that I've done. It's really what we've done collectively. We've done a good job. We just feel like we need to do as much as we can for veterans. Every time we got a table here, this is another little thing that Olivia thought of and Dave thought of, that when we lost the men from Afghanistan. We lost 13 lives there that was needlessly lost. They should have never been lost. That's my opinion. So I just feel like that just shouldn't happen. But that will forever be here. That will forever be a part of this flag system. So on behalf of Cronin, I appreciate everybody coming today, and I want to take you on just a quick tour of the facility to show you what we do there, and we need to get on to Veterans Park a little bit later. So anybody got anything they want to say?
Well, if Dave would allow it, so you have the Air Force flag here, that's all that you actually really need, right? You're done, right? Yeah, we're done. But if you would allow it, there are a couple that are missing. An Army flag, a Navy flag, a Coast Guard flag, and a Space Force flag. Yes. If you allow it, we'll send you those.
Absolutely.
We'll buy them. There's a flag company in Marion, Indiana. We'll reach out to them. I'll get it ordered, and I'll get them sent here for your guys' wall. If you wouldn't mind, if you would add those to your wall, that'd be great. I know we'd love to see the other services. I don't know why, but no.
What did somebody name?
What the service? What, Navy. Navy. Okay. So,
I was real Navy.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Connersville.
Don't get
I know Coast Guard.
Yeah. So I'd love to be able to put those.
I appreciate that. Okay, so if everybody's got their walking shoes on, we'll go for a quick tour of Cronin here.